Well, let's try that again. That's the kind of energy we want tonight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Peterson, director and teacher of the Chaparral Encore Players. We are very excited and at the same time very nervous about producing live theater in this time. It's been 6 months since we've performed a show at Chaparral. I don't think we've ever gone that long. So we're very excited to kick off the season and learn some new things about doing theater outside in a tent with sprinklers last night and all kinds of issues. So very, very excited. During intermission, please try to maintain distancing and keep your masks on throughout the show. And so without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Death of a Doornail.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's murder mystery production. I will be your host, and, well, I won't be your host per se. Like, I won't be serving you finger sandwiches or refilling your coffee, of course. You all know why. Or I won't be helping you find your keys when you drop them on the ground. No. I will be hosting tonight's production. And trust me, this is a production. We're not doing any of those goofy party games that are all the rage right now, like OJ Jenga, pin the tail on the perpetrator. No. We will be bringing back the classical style. We're going to be kicking it old school with good old drawing room murders of Agatha Christie, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and Nancy Grace. You know, the great nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat.
Oh, hang on a second. I thought this was freeform karaoke night. What's all this jazz about a mystery?
Pardon me?
I told you this wasn't the place, Stanley. I told you to stop and ask for directions, but would you listen? No. I know where I'm going, Bernice. This is the place, Bernice. Well, that ain't the place, Stanley.
Oh, then where are we? And what are these people doing?
We're doing a murder mystery, sir.
Murder mystery?
Yes.
I already said that, Stanley. Weren't you listening? He's playing the whole thing already.
Oh, I thought he was like getting finger sandwiches and filling my coffee.
No, Stanley. He's the host of a murder mystery.
Mystery host? Oh, no. Is this one of them stupid games where I'm going to have to wear a goofy name tag?
No, Stanley. It ain't like that. He's playing the whole thing already. We're doing Julie Christie this year, whatever.
You mean there's no singing?
I don't think so, Stanley. Well, not unless it's a musical. Is it a musical?
Stop! Was that my signal? No, it wasn't. We're doing this next week.
Next week.
I'm so sorry. Wait for my signal. We practice this. It is not a musical, madam.
It ain't a musical, Stanley.
No singing?
No singing, Stanley. No music, just mystery.
Well, I might watch part of it, but if it's something I've already seen, I'm leaving. You know, if I pay $30, I want to get to sing Mac the Knife.
Hi, Stanley. Go have your speech, Mr. We'll stay for a bit.
Thank you very much. Where was I?
Something about behind the edge of your seat.
Something like that. Alright, everyone. Classical value murder mystery. Imagine. Mansion. Home of Albert Doornail, eccentric tycoon. In this home, we will find Mortimer, the classic English butler. Eleanor, the intellectual niece on holiday from boarding school. Priscilla, Albert's shallow but lovely daughter. Abigail Doornail, the bitter ex-wife of Albert. Candace Bambay, the young, attractive new girlfriend of Albert. Salvatore Carbone, the long-ago childhood friend and now new business partner of Albert. And finally, Miss Morganford, the housekeeper. The classic characters in a classic murder mystery. What will happen? Who will die? What evil deeds will occur?
All right, just get on with it so we can find out.
Thank you, sir. Good idea. All right, everyone. present to you Act 1 of Death of a Doornail. It is early one evening, one rainy day in March, and...
Uncle Albert! Eleanor? Uncle Albert! Eleanor! Uncle Albert! Whoa!
Why are you yelling in here?
I'm looking for Uncle Albert.
I can hear that. Half of the town can hear that.
Well, if you could hear that, dear Priscilla, then why did you inquire?
I asked why you were yelling.
I merely raised my voice in order to elicit a response from Uncle Albert. It's time for him to eat, and I can't find him.
I should think he can feed himself if he's hungry.
Oh, Priscilla,
I
I
was
was...
probably getting ready for tonight anyway. Most of the family's supposed to be here for a so-called announcement.
Priscilla, I was actually...
You know what an announcement is, don't you?
No, I was unaware of any forthcoming announcement.
Well, there has to be. You know, Daddy doesn't invite everyone here unless he's going to announce something. I mean, he's even invited Mother to be here tonight. They haven't spoken to one another in years.
And you've deduced this all based upon evidence of some invitation?
Why don't you speak English, Eleanor? You know, I didn't study Latin.
It wasn't Latin, Priscilla, it was English.
All right, it was Italian.
Mensa, mensa. Why do you ask?
That smarmy Mr. Carbone's supposed to be here tonight. You know, Daddy's old friend who looked like he walked out of some gangster movie.
Enlighten me, cousin. Why are all these people gathering?
Why? Why? Oh, I'll tell you why.
Very well. Tell me why.
I'm not really sure. I mean, Daddy's always having these lavish parties and great get-togethers, but I don't know. This time it feels different.
How different does it feel?
Something in the air, like cheap perfume.
Excuse me?
Oh, you know what I mean. Everything's different since Mother and Father had their demise, and Daddy began gallivanting around with that
What? What that?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You said he began gallivanting around with that.
That woman! Candy or Bambi or Bimbo or whatever her name is.
Oh, you mean the source of the cheap perfume?
Yes. A horrible excuse for a
what?
what?
Once again, you didn't finish your sentence.
I did too. I always finish my sentences. I carry them through to the
end?
what?
Never mind. Albert, are you home?
No. There she is now. I swear if Daddy announces his engagement to her tonight, I'll absolutely die.
Candace is a pleasant lady. Perhaps culturally challenged, but pleasant.
You only say that because she'll be your step-aunt, but she'll be my stepmother.
Oh, I get it. You're afraid she won't let you go to the ball. She'll make you stay home and scrub the floors. Albert, where are you?
Quick, Eleanor, go head her off.
Cut her head off!
No! Head her off! Stop her! I can't bear to deal with her right now. Her personality just gives me this indigestion, and I'm all out of tongues. Just go and
tell her all about your delicate digestive condition. Oh, and how you were so looking forward to going to the ball. You picked up your glass slippers and
never mind. I'll have Mortimer do it. Mortimer!
Hello?
Mortimer!
Priscilla? Uncle Albert!
Mortimer!
Priscilla?
Uncle Albert? Eleanor?
Eleanor?
What? Why are you calling for Albert? I don't want that woman to,
Miss Candy Band-Aids here now.
Oh, thank you ever so much, Mortimer.
Actually, Jeeves, it's Candace Bam Bang. Hey there, kiddos, how's it going? Say, this is a cool room. I've never been in here before, have I? No, I don't think so. What is this room?
It's the drawing room, ma'am.
Oh, really? What kind of things do you draw in here? So really, tell me, what kind of doodling do you do? I never realized you guys were artsy-fartsy. I can do the little bunnies and little birdies. Actually, the term drawing room comes from the term to draw, as in to gather.
You draw all sorts of things with You know, why don't I grab you a smock and some finger paints?
Oh no, honey, I can't even draw a straight line.
Maybe some macaroni and glue. You can decorate a paper plate.
All right, if I could continue, the term to draw is as in to attract, to allure. People are drawn into this room. This room draws individuals.
Thank
more-
you, Mr. Roger. We get the idea.
Hey, yo, Al! Anybody here?
What on earth was that?
I'm not sure it's of this earth.
Perhaps it is Mr. Carbone. Who's Mr. Carbone?
Daddy's new business partner.
Your daddy's new. But he's supposed to be going into business with me.
Pardon me, ma'am, but Mr. Carbone is here.
Have them wait in the den until Father arrives.
It so happens, ma'am, I'm having great difficulty locating his whereabouts.
Speaking of which, where is your daddy anyway? I'll find him. Come on, Doornail.
Eleanor, don't.
I'm sorry, dear. Was you talking to me?
No, I was trying to tell Eleanor, don't look for him there because he's probably outside in the garden. I'll go find him.
That's awfully nice of you, Penelope.
Priscilla.
You know, your daddy and I have a very special attachment for each other. I hope you know I extend that attachment to everyone, the whole family. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone.
And I'm sure the family looks forward to meeting you too. And your attachments.
Oh, swell! And you know, I'm even looking forward to meeting your dear mama. I know she and your daddy must have let a lot of water go under the old bridge, but I'm sure there'll be no hard feelings. Don't you imagine?
I imagine lots of things. Now, if you excuse me, I have some things that.
What, dear?
That's all.
Priscilla! Priscilla! Uncle Albert! I see he's not in here either, sir. I don't know where he is.
Hey, forget about it, you know? I was always going on the lam. I'm sure he'll show up somewhere, you know. Who's the dame?
That would be Miss Bambi, Mr. Doornail's lady friend.
That's the broad he's been seeing? Oh, the one he picked up in Tijuana, right?
Yes, striking, isn't she?
Oh, she's just a pup.
Not too much of a pup. She's older than she looks. More a mature dog. A mature female dog.
Well, then, you know, Al's been saying that being with her makes him happier than he's ever been. Being with her is like a day at Disneyland, you know?
She certainly has some Disney-like qualities, all right.
Then, introduce us, Morgan Fay.
Must I, Mr. Carbone?
You must, Morgan Fay.
Candy Bambi, Salvatore Carbone. Salvatore Carbone, Candy Bambi.
Actually, it's Bambay.
Well,
Candace Bambay.
You can just call me Sal.
Oh, you must be the Sal that my Al's been talking about.
Yep, that's me. Him and I go way back, you know. We go back all the way to the neighborhood in Perth Amboy. We was peasants.
Oh, isn't that the sweetest thing? You and Albert grew up together.
Well, yeah, that is until high school. And then his father made a killing in the stock market, you know. And then he left. And we didn't keep in touch. Especially after the old lady got him married and all such. She did not like me. You know, I didn't have no couth. I didn't have no hoy in my polloi, you know?
So, what do you do, Sal?
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm, mainly in the import business. Olive oil.
Oh, Popeye's girlfriend!
No. The olive oil, like you cook with.
Oh, do you cook?
Do I cook? Forget about it, man. I love to cook. I love to eat, you know. In fact, that's why I'm here. Al and I are thinking about setting up this whole fast food pasta restaurant. We're gonna call it Manja Manjas. Either that or Al and Sal's. We haven't worked out the details.
Well, that's interesting, because Al worked out a deal with me, too.
Oh, really?
We're gonna open a string of beauty parlors. I'm gonna call it From Hair to Eternity. Al's gonna fly me out to Paris so I can study all the junk the French do. I mean, I already know how to do a French braid.
Well, how much dough is Al willing to invest in you?
Oh, I don't know. How much is he investing in you?
Hey, it is not an investment, Toots. It's a partnership, just like it's always been. Even back to the ice stand on Coney Island. Oh, 10 years old and we're bringing down $50,000 a month, you know?
Yeah, well, mine's a partnership, too.
Well, Al makes a lot of promises. Capiche?
Yeah, and I'm sure he can't keep all of them. Capiche!
Pardon me, Mr. Carbone. There is a phone call for you. A gentleman referring to himself as Fat Tony Fusco wishes to speak with you.
Yeah. Give me one sec. Excuse me, Bambi.
No, it's not Bambi, it's... Oh, never mind.
Do you wish a beverage of some sort while you wait? Perhaps a refreshment of some sort?
Actually, Mr. Mortimer, I think I'd like some paper and a pencil. This room is really giving me an itch to draw.
Very good, ma'am.
I wonder if anyone went out to the garden to look for him. Maybe I better do it myself.
Oh, what an absolutely dreadful evening!
Weather not suitable for man nor beast, madam.
Ah, the old drawing room, just as I remember it.
It's great to have you back, Mrs. Doornail.
Oh, thank you, Millie. It's good to be back. And please, call me Abigail. After all, you're no longer in my employee. Unfortunately. Well, I don't see too many changes. I was sure Albert would redecorate the entire estate in some ghastly way.
Everything is as you left it all those years ago.
Hold on. No, that face is new.
What did you say?
Oh, what a horrible looking thing. It doesn't go with anything in here. Where in the world did he get that?
Actually, you got that, Abigail.
What?
Yes,
Never.
I believe it's the 14th century Ming Dynasty. if I
At the
recall.
Onassis estate sale in '74.
Perhaps if it were dusted more often, it wouldn't look so drab.
Oh, shut up.
So tell me, who's here?
Well, Mr. Carbone,
Ugh, Carbone?
and of course Eleanor, your niece.
Eleanor. Dear, brilliant Eleanor.
Actually, she is staying with us for duration.
Duration?
Until her parents return from abroad.
Where have they gone?
I believe it is the Peace Corps, ma'am.
Yes, well, Albert's sister was always a bit of a bohemian. Very well. Anyone else? Any more of the family?
From what I gather, ma'am, most of the family could not attend this evening. Tonight's assemblage should be rather small.
Surely it's more than Eleanor and Carbone.
Well,
Well, another guest has arrived.
Yes? Who is it?
it's a friend of Mr. Doornail's.
Oh, let's see. Donald Trump?
No,
Stephen Forbes? Bill Gates? Oh, it's gotta be Bill Gates.
Not as such, ma'am.
it's a somewhat significant friend, or rather, of Mr. Doornail's.
Candace Bambi, I believe is the name.
Oh! I suddenly feel faint. I wonder what he's done with the bathrooms.
Nothing. I assure you, they are all still there.
No, I mean the colors. I had everything coordinated right down to that decorative soap. I must see.
Well, she's still a bundle of joy.
Yes, may I just say, the ex-Mrs. Doornail was always a pleasure to serve.
Oh, cut the corn, Morty. It's me you're talking to.
Oh, right. Oh, then may I just say, the ex-Mrs. Doornail was always a pain in my posterior.
That's the spirit. I can't wait till the old Doornail gets to look at Bambi. Say, where is she anyway?
Well, she was looking for him, and then now she's in the drawing room. I mean, the dining room, per se. For looking for, like, I don't know, like, she's drawing. Yeah, that's the one. I don't know. That's all she's doing now.
Hey, is there a sign of the old man?
No sign. But I assume he should appear in shortly since most of the invited guests are present.
Any idea why he's invited this motley crew?
No sign. All sorts of theories are flying.
Miss Bambi believes that he's gonna be engaging her, I guess.
Mr. Carbone is like, hey, yo, forget about it! We're gonna do the business venture stuff, it's gonna be a grand old time, forget about it! I've even heard that, like, he will be changing his will.
Changes in his will?
I'm sure we got nothing to fear. He'll remember us, we're homies.
Yes, well, I guess there's only one way to find out, right, Morty?
True.
Alright, well, I guess I better get started on dinner.
And I guess I should track down the homies. Hey, yo, Morgan Fun!
Yoo-hoo, Morty! Don't look now, Mortimer. They've got us surrounded.
Hey! What are those pigeons doing on the table?
Those are game hens.
What?
There you are, Morty.
Oh, no. You can't cook those. Here, let me help you. My cousin Carmine gave me a recipe for salami spintini marinara. Oh, my word. It'll be so much better than them game hens, all right?
I broke my burnt sienna. Do you have another one?
I shall search, man.
I'd love to have you help me, Mr. Carbone, but unfortunately, it's against root union rules.
Aw, forget about it. My Uncle Cheech is head of the union, you know?
I shall search for the estate for Mr. Doornail, but if I come across the Crayola of your desired tint, I shall give it to you straight away.
Beauty parlors, huh?
Yeah. Restaurants, huh?
Yeah. This is a nice joint out down.
Yeah. This is the room where they do the drawing.
No kidding.
Yonder, they got another room for studying.
Can you beat that?
That's what the butler guy told me. But you know what this room reminds me of? It looks like one of those rooms in them old movies where it's like foggy and rainy and everyone's talking in a funny language, like they're from England or something, and somebody gets killed and they drag you down to a room like this and question you.
You know, back in my neighborhood, they just took you down to the 10th precinct, but it wasn't no room like this. Forget about it.
Those movies always take place in a room like this. It always starts with some woman screaming.
You know, I can almost hear it.
You only hear it. They don't show you anything. And then someone comes running in yelling, so-and-so's been murdered.
Albert's been murdered!
Yeah, just like that.
You know, I think I saw that.
Uncle Albert is dead!
What?
Murdered! Blood everywhere!
What? Who? Where? When?
The master bath blood! Murder!
So please,
It is so dear!
let's go and see.
No! It's a dreadful sight! There's blood all over the sink! It's not porcelain, you know, it's genuine china! It'll never come out! Uncle Albert is dead! I never should have asked for a divorce! I should have remained! I should have been here!
Mother, tell me, where is he?
If I would have remained, he would have never been involved in such careless behavior! Associated with those
Can I have everyone's attention, please?
Who are you?
Oh, I am Inspector Bukowski from the yard. Scotland Yard? No, the front yard. I was just outside when I heard it scream.
What were you doing in the yard?
Well, I was just passing by and I thought I saw a set of jots set up on your grounds. Jots are against the law, you know. Anyways, much to my dismay, they appeared to be some mere crop circles. As I was heading back to my vehicle, whereupon I heard a scream.
And, if I'm not mistaken, it was you, madam.
Me? How did you know?
Simple deduction. Your breath rate indicates that you've had a prolonged exhale in the past few minutes, such as a scream. It is elementary that anyone who has screamed in the past few minutes has either committed a murder, and also there's blood on your fingers. It is elementary that anyone with blood on their fingers has probably committed a murder. Murder? Why, I never!
May I say, she has discovered the blood. We are not certain she is the cause.
So, there has been a murder, I could tell.
How could you tell? Oh, deductive reasoning is quite the strong aptitude in the investigative field, Mrs. Morganford, but I'm very curious, Inspector, as to your premise and conclusion of murder.
Well, it's quite simple, really. Look around you! This is a large English-style estate. It's a dark and dreary evening. There's a driveway full of various vehicles, out-of-town plates. Obviously a gathering of some odd characters of some sort or the other. Of course, the piercing scream from the distance. And I find everyone conveniently gathered in the drawing room. It's perfect!
I demand that you arrest someone at once!
Oh, very well. Who shall I arrest?
Well, the murderer, of course.
Right. Very good. And the murderer would be...
Well, you're the inspector. You tell me.
Right. Okay, well, based on virtually nothing as of yet, I have not gathered any evidence or established a motive, cause, or means. I'm afraid I would be arresting under false pretenses. And the only thing I have to go off on is the blood on your fingers. Should I arrest you, madam?
Why, heavens, no!
May I ask your name, ma'am?
Well, I never.
You've never been asked your name before.
Of course I have. It's Abigail Doornail, former wife of Albert Doornail, whose blood courses the bathroom upstairs. Oh, poor Albert!
Mother is innocent, I assure you, Inspector.
Is she? Well, you must be the daughter.
How did you know?
Well, because you called her mother.
I demand that those shady characters, I want them arrested right now!
Well, where might these shady characters be?
Tell them, Morty, where are they?
Well, Mrs. Bambi and Mr. Carbone have gone upstairs to see after the late Mr. Doornail.
I see. So this Mr. Carbone and Bambi are upstairs right now, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
At what point did they leave?
Oh, sometime after Mother came down.
So, they went up after you came down, after he was killed.
But maybe they were up there before.
Before?
Before Mother went up, and then they came down after she went up.
And then they went back up after you came down.
No! No. She came down and they went up, but they might have been up there before she went up, and then they came down after she went up, and then when she came down, they went back up.
Do you need a drink or something? Please stop all this ado about nothing and apprehend the heathens!
Well, that was a bust.
There he is, officer! Arrest him!
Hi, Abigail. Good to see you too, maybe?
Where is your accomplice, huh?
My accomplice? What are you people talking about?
Arrest him for the murder of my ex-husband!
Thanks, but no thanks.
Where I asked you where Bambi is?
Yeah, I heard you, babe. And I told you, we went upstairs. And what you should be asking is, where is Al? Because we went up there and there may be blood, but there ain't no body.
Well, evening, sir. Inspector Bukowski.
Bukowski?
She's from the yard, sir.
The front yard?
Yes.
Exactly.
Could somebody please just go get me a brandy?
I'll get it. So, I am to understand, you found no body in the bathroom.
No body, no nothing.
Tell me exactly what happened from the beginning.
Well, this broad comes running in here screaming about bloody murder! Oh my gosh! So Bambi and I go running up there, and what do we find? A little bit of blood, a little bit of nothing, a little bit of nothing! That's what we find.
I insist it was him.
He wanted Albert's money and Albert wouldn't give it to him, so he killed him.
Oh yeah? I ain't the one with blood on my hands.
What are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that maybe you were a little miffed because Al dumped you.
I beg your pardon? I was not dumped. It was a mutual, amicable dissolution.
Well, maybe you're a little disillusioned because I heard Al broke up with you for economic reasons.
Oh, please. What on earth would economics have to do with it?
You were draining him dry, spending his money faster than he could make it. And you know, you're spending it on all this hoity-toity crap that he didn't even like.
I beg your pardon, he loved this house.
He hated this house. He hated this drafty old barn. He hated all of the ritzy crap. The house in the Carmine, the villa in Monte Carlo, every last bit of it. And so if Al does wind up dead, there's only one place I'm putting my money on.
Mother loved father. She would never.
Your mother loved your father's money. She was spending him so dry that even Arthur Anderson could have helped him.
Are we to believe that you don't have debts, Mr. Carbone?
Well,
Al often spoke of your fondness for the horses and the crap table. Are we to believe you just looked up your dear old childhood friend to share in the fond memories? Or was it to share in his wealth? You're probably so deep in debt, all sorts of seedy characters are looking for you right now.
Oh, there you are, Sal.
everybody is candy.
It was her! That woman! She wanted Daddy's money and she would do anything to get it.
I'm sorry, did I come in at a bad time?
Daddy was changing his will. That's why he invited everyone here. He was cutting Mother out and putting her in.
Are you certain?
Well, no, but I did see him in the study last week and he was looking over his will. Why else would he invite everyone here?
Well, that does lead me to ask, who was exactly invited here anyways?
Everybody?
I didn't get an invitation.
I didn't either.
Then why are you here?
Al told me I could come over whenever I wanted.
He called me last night and said he wanted to talk business, you know?
Oh yeah, he called me and said that too.
Well, then, technically, one might be able to say that you were invited here this evening.
Technically, yes.
Okay, if you want.
Well, I, for one, received a formal invitation saying that my presence was required on this very evening.
And do you know any particular reason as to why he required your presence?
Well, I thought that perhaps Albert wanted to, you know...
Oh, maybe that he wished to patch things up, as it were, and make you part of his life again.
I thought nothing of the sort.
Oh, I see. You just wear your wedding ring as a memento, then.
No, I just forget sometimes and put it on. After all, it is a rather expensive piece of jewelry, and I don't feel comfortable leaving it lying around.
Oh, I see. Only the former Mrs. Doornail was invited here this evening. Everyone else is here for other reasons.
Yeah, like murder.
Hey, hey, hey! If I may ask, is there a murder if we can't find a body?
I would imagine someone like you knows about the disposing of bodies.
Oh, really? And, are you talking to me?
Yes, I was addressing you.
And what were you addressing?
I'm addressing the fact that your type of people don't leave bodies lying around. They throw them in the river with concrete shoes, don't they?
I am offended. You think I would just come in here, whack Al, put him in a pair of concrete boots, drive to the nearest river, and then just drop him? Like that, just bada bing, bada boom, huh?
Yes! Bada bing, bada boom.
Do you know how long it takes for concrete to dry? Do you have any idea how far? The nearest river is 30 miles away. Thank you. There are better ways of disposing of body.
Well, then what did you do with him?
Nothing, lady. Nothing. There ain't been a murder. Al's not dead. That's a fact.
Of course there's been a murder. Where else would Daddy be? Surely he'd be here by now. Something must have happened. No one's seen him all day.
Oh, who was the last person to see Mr. Doornail?
I believe that would be Miss Morganford, ma'am.
Yes.
She last stated that she saw him at breakfast.
How did he seem?
The usual. Not too happy, not too sad. He just ate his 4-minute egg, his Fruity Pebbles, and was reading the Wall Street Journal.
And that was at,
Around 9.
and no one saw him any time before then.
Daddy wasn't very social. He spent a lot of time in his study or in the office, but lately he'd been spending a lot of time with
Me?
and now he's dead. Shouldn't we be doing something like look for him? Inspector, shouldn't you be looking for clues? Clues that
That should lead to a killer. Why, yes, I suppose that I shall. I have already begun the process of requesting and inquiring on evidence. I will need the assistance of Mortimer and Mrs. Morganthorpe in a few matters. But before then, I must insist that no one leave the premises. That is vital. Priscilla! I shall leave you in charge of keeping everyone here.
There's some red junk out in the hall by the front door. You might want to look at that too.
Oh, Lordy, more blood! Thank you, miss. I shall.
You think? Maybe somebody kidnapped him and is holding him for ransom?
It is a possibility my thoughts have considered, but I am sure there'd be a ransom demand by now.
Maybe it's here someplace. Maybe we should look.
Were you in a garden recently?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Oh, your shoe. It appears to be vegetation of the, garden variety.
Oh, would you get a lot of that?
Yes, it appears to be winter crocus. The rain caused an adhesion to stick to your shoe.
Just what were you doing outside in the garden? I went out earlier to look for Al. Somebody told me he was out there.
she was probably burying him in the garden.
Hang on! You're the one who told me he was out there!
Ha! Why would I murder my own father?
Who said anything about murder? I always seen them detectives do that in the movies. I always wanted to do it.
Well, I only told you he was out there to get away from you. I didn't know where he was.
Yeah, sure, honey. I believe that, all right. You always know where he is, and that's how you keep me from him. Every time I come to see your daddy, you're always giving me the runaround and then ditching me somewhere, making me wait in the library or the study, and you never tell him I'm here. I'm waiting in those stupid, creepy rooms for hours. Then Al thinks I stood him up, and he leaves.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I don't think you like me, Penelope.
Priscilla!
I don't think she likes me either. And I don't think you want your daddy and me to get together. I think you'd go to any length to destroy it.
Hush your horrid face, you vile, vile woman. My dearest daughter would never harm a fly, let alone her father. It is you and that heathen huckster who possess the motive for murder.
Oh yeah, well,
Excuse me. I have a casserole in the oven, and I really need to get back to the kitchen.
Oh, yes, very well. Once again, I must ask that no one leave the estate quite yet.
You might want to see a chiropractor there.
So no one's allowed to leave?
No, not quite yet. Not until my investigation is over quite yet.
Listen, while you're investigating, you mind if I grab a little nosh out here? It was supposed to be a dinner event, and my belly is aching, and I need some food like right now.
yeah, me too.
Well, I could certainly stand for some sustenance, even though my nerves are shot from all this hoopla.
Yes, very well. You may all just reconvene in the dining room for liberation and then come back here in the drawing room once I'm ready. I do have a few thoughts that may prove fruitful this evening. However, I will need Mortimer's assistance in helping me investigate the estate.
Oh, you do your fruitful business. I'm starving.
I can't believe we're just that
If I were you, I'd keep my eye on the butler guy. It always turns out to be them anyways.
Does Ma'am wish to see the upstairs portion of the estate?
Yes, thank you.
Very good, this way.
Where is that dreadful girl with my brandy?
Aunt Abigail! Aunt Abigail! Aunt Abigail! Aunt Abigail! Aunt Abigail!
Well, everyone, that concludes Act 1.
Oh, I think it was
of-
that woman.
Which one, Stanley?
Oh, that one. Oh, what's her name?
That
There's a
concludes...
lot of women there, Stanley. I don't know which one you're talking about.
That one, you know?
That concludes Act 1 of Death of a Doornail. If you would like, you can stand up, stretch, and we're going to take a short intermission, and we will be back shortly with Act 2.